My hair is looking like Rick's hair.
Rick Moranis?
Actually, my hair is looking pretty good.
I mean,
Looks pretty dang good. You know?
Ooh.
If I wanted to, I could just do this little bad boy, but I'm not going to.
You're not going to.
Because I'm secure in myself. I am strong. I am smart.
You is kind.
I am kind. What else am I? What is the line?
Special.
I'm special.
You're special.
And I'm important.
You is important. Yes.
So,
you wanna start
us off with a prayer? Maybe.
Such a good bit. Technology, man.
Technology.
You know, sometimes it's just.
What episode is this? 25?
I don't even know.
And I still don't even know what I say at the beginning.
You know, sometimes, it's tough.
It's hard out here
for a podcast.
For a pimp.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were referring to in that one song. It's hard out here for a pimp when your microphone isn't ready for the podcast.
It's true. It's not ready.
All right. Hey. Hey, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to a conversation we'd have anyway. We are bringing you our hot takes on the past. On movies from the past, the present, and the future.
Yep.
You know, we're just a couple of Hispanic dudes having a conversation we were going to have anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now what? To my left.
Yeah.
It's my homie.
That's me.
It's a guy that needs no introduction yet. I'm still providing one for you. Because he's that important.
Totally need an introduction. Nobody knows who I am.
It's Isaac L. Chunk. So
that's me, guys. You can see I've got the Aurora Borealis behind me. And if you see that...
I had a cousin named Aurora Borealis.
Oh, yeah?
No, I didn't.
It's like she was named after Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora Borealis. That sounds like somebody that
sounds like
serves up a mean taco.
Dude, she's so good.
She's putting the cilantro in there.
Yeah, a little onion, little salsita. You know, if you
¿Quieres, mijo? No más dos. Te voy a dar cuatro, pues.
She's the lunch lady that loved the gorditos.
Yeah.
She was like, Miko, you want more chicken nuggets? And you're like, You know, I wonder if skinny people got that type of treatment. I don't think they did.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Which is surprising because skinny people can get down. I've met some skinny people.
Me too.
They
put me
really
to shame.
Put us to shame. Yeah. My uncle, for instance, he threw back, like when he first met my aunt and they were dating, he came over and he had 25 tacos in one sitting. And this guy was in the army, like he's ripped, works out all the time, 25 tacos, one sitting.
Like they put him on his arm?
Yeah. And he just like did one of those cartoon things and just let it slide down into his mouth.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, it's just, you're young, you're a little fat kid, little imagine Chunky Isaac, more Chunky Isaac, little glasses. Also, my Aurora Borealis digital screen is funny. I'm just getting there and you just, hi, hola señora, hola, mijo, ¿quieres otro chicken finger?
Now, my brother was really lucky.
Oh yeah,
because my mom
he dated the lunch lady.
Yeah, he used to date all the lunch ladies. No, my mom worked at the high school, and so she got to meet, make friends with the lunch ladies there. And whenever she stopped working there, they still knew of Jacob. So whenever he got to high school, they would always hook him up.
Dang.
Me, on the other hand,
they didn't even care.
I didn't have that hookup. I didn't get that hookup in Burleson.
No, dude.
They were like, dude, you ain't got no money. I'm gonna give you this PB&J. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a bite out of this PB&J, and then I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay, you know what? We went on a massive tangent, but I'm here to introduce the man, myth, legend, curly hair, great mustache coming in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. Man, the myth, the legend, Andy, everybody. What's up?
So what happened with the mustache was it wasn't coming in good. I did too much to it. At first, no, it was coming in good. But what happened is when it was growing, I started trimming it once it started getting past the lip. But apparently you're not supposed to do that. And so one time I trimmed it and I trimmed too much and it jacked it up.
Okay, so
I had to shave it.
I can never grow a mustache. I can grow facial hair a lot, but just not in the mustache area. I get like a Cantinflas thing going. I just can't do it. But
you'll get there.
But mad respect for the people that do, because upkeep on a mustache is ridiculous.
It's a lot.
It is so ridiculous how much upkeep you have to have with the stupid mustache. But whatever. Andy, what are we doing today? What are we going to do today?
I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do some quick hits. We might even debut a new song for quick hits. I don't know.
What?
I don't know what that's all about. It's just the buzz around the water cooler.
It's the rumor.
I'm just, during lunch, I'll go to the water cooler and it's just Kissy and Oreo.
Because you're working from home. You just open up the faucet. Hey, Kissy. New song.
My mom's washing dishes and she's like, Mijo, oíste que Isaac, he did a new song? That's just what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm texting your mom. Is like,
you better not be, son of a gun.
This one, and then it's just a fire emoji. This one's fire.
We're also going to go into some trailer reactions.
Yep.
We got a couple trailers we want to review for the new movie Tenet and the new TV show from the creators of The Office and featuring Steve Carell, Mr. Michael, what's his name?
Michael Scott
himself. I was going to say Michael Borland. That's Al Borland.
No.
From Home Improvement.
Yep.
And should I say it right now or should I keep it as a surprise?
Go ahead.
What the last segment is going to be?
No, let's just talk about it. Let's tease people. What we're going to do.
Freaking did it, man.
Let's tease them.
They freaking did it. The Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut, baby.
Gonna get released.
Yep. We're gonna talk about it.
All right. Talking about it.
All right, Andy. You ready? You ready for this song, dude?
Hey, hit me with that song.
Here goes.
Kinda can't hear it.
I might have to splice that in later.
Yeah.
I got it.
You tell me when it's over.
So we're gonna be doing some quick hits today. I feel like I need to slow jam the quick hits for a second.
Do some quick hits today, baby. And let me just let you know.
We're just gonna let you know.
That even though it's gonna be a little quick,
it's still gonna be.
You're still gonna love it. And if you don't love it, that's your own dang fault.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
All right. There it is. That's the world premiere of the new Quick Hit song.
There it is. All right, Andy. According to the Suicide Squad director, they say that there's a lot of unseen footage of Jared Leto's Joker, and he added that his heart breaks for Jared because he did magnificent work.
I don't think he did.
I don't know.
I don't think he did. I mean, okay, what we saw, there's still other stuff that you guys haven't seen. But you know what? If it's more of what that was, I don't need that. I'm all right.
You're okay? You're just
I'm okay. I'm okay with not seeing that footage. I hope nobody starts a release the Joker footage hashtag because I don't need that.
But if they did, you'd watch it, right?
Nope.
You'd totally watch it. Dude, you would totally watch it.
I would do a deep fake and put Joaquin Phoenix's face. I would just, you know what? I'd just go ahead and splice him out completely and then just redo the shots.
Just do the animated. Just
Yeah.
put in the animated like Joker, Mark Hamill in there, just right there. Man, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't necessarily think that Jared Leto is a bad actor.
No, by no means.
I think he went crazy with it, which is fine. And if there's more content that maybe, I don't know, gives it a better vibe, maybe. I really don't know. Another thing, I guess I was going to say CW related, but DC Universe related, Andy. Ruby Rose is officially leaving the CW's Batwoman.
What happened? Did the bat suit not fit a woman anymore? Why did she leave? What's going on with that?
Okay, so do you know, or are you asking?
No, I know.
Don't care. Okay, yeah. So essentially, I don't know why we thought Ruby Rose was going to be like awesome. And, you know, I guess the whole thing about they were just trying to maybe find someone that was of a different sexual orientation to be a lead. And they really didn't take into account maybe their acting chops or anything like that. They were just like, hey, this person's gay or whatever. Let's just use them. They're good. They're popular. And they weren't good, from what I hear. But one of the funny things I thought about, Andy, when I read this story was Ruby Rose, which I guess was the actress or whatever, she said the hours were too long and I really didn't like it or something like that. And the whole time I'm like, isn't that your job?
Hey, I don't like the hours at my job. But guess what? I still have to be there because
they're going to pay me. Exactly. And apparently one of the things I had read was that the set had gotten really hostile because of she was just being really obnoxious.
Really rude?
Just rude. She just didn't want to be there. And you know, when someone doesn't want to be somewhere, their attitude might be stank, even though they don't necessarily mean it in that way. Maybe she did. I really don't know. But she just was like, I'm out. And the people were like, you know what? That's okay. We're out too.
Yeah.
I don't watch any of those DC shows, but some people do. I don't know.
I used to, but you know, just the one that I used to watch was The Flash. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 kind of got off the rails. And then after that, I was just like, you know what? There's a lot going on, and it's very hard to follow. Like, I hope that if they end up doing anything with The Flash, and if they continue on with the DCEU, that they learn from the CW's Flash's mistakes. Like, don't do too much. If you do too much, you're going to lose the audience. Me, I consider myself someone that would be able to follow along because I'm familiar with the
kind of nerdy
the background
into it.
and the nerdiness and all the different, you know, timelines because of the Speed Force and all that. I get it. But even then, I was like, okay, I don't need to see all this. This is all too much.
So part of me was like, I watched a couple of the seasons and it was good. And then I'd leave. And then my sister's really into DC Universe. Like, she's really into it on the CW. And there'd be times something would be happening, whether it would be Arrow or The Flash or something. And I'd come in and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, what's happening? And then she'd give me the story, like the story plot. And it would be the most ridiculous story plot ever. And she's just like locked in. She's like, yeah, this is going on. This is awesome.
Barry Allen in the CW is such a freaking pansy. Oh my God. It's like, yeah, I get it. He's in love with what's her face? What's her name?
His wife.
What's his wife's name? Iris.
Iris, yeah.
But I mean, everything, like, I'll never betray Iris's love. I got to do everything in my power that I can to make sure that my love comes across for Iris West. I can't lose her. It's like, dude, shut up.
Dude, it's love, man.
Suck it up.
Dude, it's love. Come
You're
on.
a superhero, man. All right. What else is there? Oh, yeah, Ruby Rose. She was also terrible.
Yes. Moving on. Andy, moving on.
One real
quick.
One real last thing here is that I never watched the show.
Me either.
I heard it was not good.
But you're talking about the commercial?
Mostly. That's where I was like,
this is where you were out.
Turned off from it.
Well, tell people about the commercial.
The commercial was like, she comes across the Bat Cave, and for some reason there's some dude in there that's like, Q from 007 working on all the bat tech, and he's like, oh, this is state of the art, this is perfection, and she's like, it's not gonna be perfect until a woman can fit in it. It's like, oh my god. All right.
Were you?
I get it.
Were you upset because it wasn't Batgirl, which is more canonical? It was Batwoman.
Yeah, Batwoman, and that's the other thing. Batwoman, that story, she's not his cousin. She's not. She's just somebody else that admired Bruce Wayne or Batman's efforts, was also a billionaire, and decided to throw her money and become a vigilante as well, just like Batman did. What's going on with your video? Is one of your cats? What's happening right now?
Nothing. Just the face the cat was making was really funny. Anyhow, she was.
But yeah, I would have preferred a Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon, exactly.
Even a Cassandra Cain.
Michael Caine's daughter.
No, that's not what it is. But anyhow, what's the next?
What's
next?
The next one, Andy. Boba Fett will appear in The Mandalorian Season 2, having the original actor from the prequels who played Jango Fett come back in.
All right. Now this is, I'm gonna shed some light on how little I know about the Star Wars universe. Like, I'm only a fan of the movies, not necessarily the comics and all this other stuff.
Agreed.
But I thought Boba Fett got killed because he fell into a pit that was like a mouth monster thing, and he got eaten.
Yeah, he totally did. And then they changed it later.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is he gonna crawl out? What's going on?
Man, and that would be like the best thing, right? They go in and they have the pit, and it's like the one hand comes out on the sand, and then everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!"
But here's what
Boba Fett.
I think it's gonna be a flashback.
Oh, okay.
Maybe whenever Mando is a young kid, and he remembers seeing Boba Fett or something.
Maybe.
And because Boba Fett was never a Mandalorian, like he wasn't part of the Mandalorian religion. Like he was just a bounty hunter that used that Mandalorian armor.
Right.
I'm thinking is maybe he might come into contact, or maybe Boba Fett was, and then he like left the religion because he was like, I'm done with this. I'm Boba Fett. I suck.
So the whole Mandalorian show is really showing how good they were, as a society or religion or whatever. And I guess I always didn't understand the hype behind Boba Fett because, like in Star Wars, Boba Fett still got took pretty quickly.
He got took twice.
And then Jango
Fett and Boba
okay,
Fett.
yeah. And Jango Fett went up against Mace Windu, and his Kappa got detated because he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. And, they hype him up so much, so I guess what I'm kind of hoping for is that let's do fan service here. Let's make Boba Fett awesome. Mm-hmm. Let's make him a very skilled fighter, or however you want to do it, and just give. Everybody knows he's awesome. Everybody thinks he's awesome. We haven't seen it on screen yet. Let's see it on screen. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because Return of the Jedi, he gets taken out by like a blind Han Solo by accident.
Yeah.
Like Han Solo doesn't know what's happening. He bumps him into the pit.
So dumb. Oh man.
And then they do that Wilhelm yell where it's like, ah! You know which one I'm talking about.
How did that yell go?
It went just like this.
All right, Andy. Going on with more Mandalorian news. Timothy Oliphant will be playing an unknown character, but he will wear Mandalorian style armor.
And here's the thing that I read.
Mm-hmm.
That he was not only going to be wearing Mandalorian armor, but it was going to be Boba Fett's armor. So that's why I think that it might be a flashback. Like it may be one episode where they show Boba Fett and, they show after he's dead how Timothy Oliphant's character comes across his armor from the pit and decides to use it.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that's the only thing that I can think of.
It's
like if you're
itself.
sticking to what the movie shows, that's dead.
I'm just saying. Could be good. More Star Wars news, Andy. Taika Waititi to direct and write the new Star Wars film with the writer of the movie 1917, Christy Wilson Cairns.
I like it.
You like? Yeah.
I love Taika Waititi as a director. I mean,
he's good. He
saved Thor Ragnarok, or he saved Thor.
Yeah, he really did. He gave it a different voice. The only concern, okay, if you're gonna give me that satiricalness, we haven't seen that in Star Wars yet.
But here's the thing as well. Remember, he also directed an episode of The Mandalorian. Yes. And that one was a real good episode.
But there's a difference between coming in and directing and then writing and directing. Like you're doing, for him to bring his own writing voice, that's where he starts bringing in that, I don't know if it's New Zealand or wherever Australian accent that he comes in.
It's New Zealand.
It's New Zealand. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That type of humor and all of that stuff. And I'm sure we're going to have some type of New Zealand type character puppet or something. That's going to be hilarious. We've gone a little dark, possibly, with Rogue One. We've got some weird love story with Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Dark, really, really dark in, Episode 3. And then the greatness of the originals. But we haven't really had not a rom-com, but we haven't really had that action comedy bit like that. Mm-hmm. And if it's done well, it could be great. It could be the new tone of Star Wars, but that's just going to make everybody upset. Oh, we, stop making humor out of our Star Wars.
Yeah. So Star Wars fans are probably the hardest to please because there's so much emotion and personal ties with those stories. Like when you have the people that grew up from the 60s loving those movies, and then you have the people who weren't as fortunate and got the prequels, like myself. But to be honest, I mean, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
We've already discussed where we fall on the prequels.
Those are dope.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but I can understand why they don't want somebody to come in and change what they're already familiar with. But right. I like I said, I trust Taika.
Yeah.
I think he's a good director. I think he's more than capable of being able to make a good Star Wars movie.
Well, and the fact that he's using that writer from 1917, that movie's tone was very serious. So if we can find a happy medium in between both of those, I mean, I think you can find a really good voice in the middle of that. Yeah. Andy, Umbrella Academy Season 2 returns on July 31st.
Good.
Dude, that
was a great show.
Yes, it was.
That was a fantastic show. I remember thinking I had come across it just because it was on the hey, suggestions for you or top Netflix things right now, trending,
right?
Whatever it's under. And I watched it and I binged it. It was
Me too.
That good.
Me too. And no spoilers, but I totally towards the end I was like, oh, I know that's gonna happen, and that's what happened. And then it ended really whoa, what's going on here? So I'm excited to get back into that world. That'll be pretty good.
Yep.
Now, another world I'm not sure we're excited to get back into, Andy. Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson is going to be coming to Disney Plus. There is a series in the works, and this series is going to cover the original 5 books.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You want Alexandria Daddario back in on this? You want the original Percy back?
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think that's going to happen?
No, I think it's going to be a new thing. I mean,
Wasn't Al Pacino in it?
was he? And Al Pacino's the worst. I'll go on record and say that Al
I
Pacino
believe
is
I
the
said
worst.
Alpha Chino.
Oh,
Wasn't he?
I don't know.
Wasn't he the goat?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. You got me to make a hot take opinion
And then I cut you off
because of your foolery.
I'm sorry. Anyhow, going back, it's one of those Greek mythology shows with a modern take. It could be, I can see the allure to Percy Jackson. If you're into Greek mythology, I don't know.
I mean, aren't all superhero movies kind of like, or not superhero movies, but like superhero stories
Greek
based
mythology.
off of Greek mythology?
Yeah, they totally are. And it was, I mean, the one thing that I remember about Percy Jackson movies was I once went to Vegas, accompanying my brother on a work trip. And it is very much that, like in those places, it's tough. It's very, very tough. You can't get out. And that was something that Percy Jackson said. Like it's like a maze in those places. A lot of artwork, a lot of really cool stuff, but good God. I don't know where that tangent was going, but Percy Jackson, I don't either. I don't know where that was going, but
it reminds me of Percy Jackson.
The casinos.
Prison camps, they're hard to get out of, and
prison camps.
Yeah,
and they enslave you.
To be that way.
Yeah, and that's a fact. All right, Andy. A National Treasure film, Disney Plus, is coming, and also a series in development. Do we need more Percy Jackson?
Or National Treasure.
Sorry, my Siri went off, and I go, where is this coming from? Is that your Siri or my Siri?
That is definitely your Siri.
Know. Freaking cats, dude.
I don't think your cats were like, meow, Siri.
Wouldn't that be funny? They're just ordering catnip from Amazon. There's like more catnip.
Yeah. No, I don't think
National Treasure.
More National Treasure. I wasn't asking for it. I don't even remember the originals.
Okay, the first one was great.
Was it?
Yes. The first one was so good. But then they went with the second one, and the second one made no sense. It was I don't know how much George Washington. I don't know how much more this guy's gonna discover. Let me just put it to you that way.
Hey man, George Washington was leaving hints all over the country, and Nicolas Cage is gonna find them all.
He's gonna find all of those clues. Okay, I don't know.
And then I certainly don't need a TV show to accompany it.
Maybe it's going to be like James Bond Jr. or something. It's like Nicolas Cage Jr. finding stuff from maybe it's going to be more modern. It's going to be like JFK. Like Nicolas Cage's kid is finding JFK clues or something.
I think isn't Nicolas Cage gonna be? I mean, why would they not bring him back? Right?
Why wouldn't they bring him back? He's the face of National Treasure. He's a national treasure.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage, I want to skip down the list here.
Okay.
Go to another Nicolas Cage related topic here. And I'm going to flip the script on you.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage was casted to play Joe Exotic in an 8-episode scripted series. What are your thoughts on that?
I secretly love this. Nicolas Cage is, to me, the greatest bit actor. I mean, he's got so many weird, crabby movies. He is like the white Kevin Hart. He is cranking out movies like crazy. He does it all the time. But his are like Season of the Witch or whatever. They're all like weird fantasy movies. So for him to come in and do Joe Exotic, that's going to be so great.
I wish they would have gone with other people, though. Like people wanted David Spade to do it. People wanted
you're saying David
Edward
Spade,
Norton to do it.
David Spade just because of Joe Dirt.
Probably, but people also wanted Edward Norton. People also wanted the guy from Community, Joe McHale.
Yeah, I can see that.
Who else they want? There was somebody else that was like a really good actor that wanted to play him as well, but I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a good move. You already know the story. It's not like you're gonna go out there and try to conjure up a story. The story is right there, and it is bonkers. And
actually, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here.
You don't know the story.
Kind of don't know the story. I watched maybe like episode 2 and 3, and I was like, all right, this is
dumb.
This is enough. This is I think I got it from here.
It takes a turn. It definitely takes a turn. And
then people were already ruining it for me. Like,
I think that's your problem. People ruin it for you. Absolutely.
Not necessarily ruining it like, oh, it's so annoying. Like they were spoiling it.
Yeah.
That was a better word for it. It's a better phrase. They were spoiling it on Twitter like, oh, Carol Baskin. Yeah.
Killed her husband, whacked him.
I haven't watched it yet. Let me figure it out on my own. But nope. Apparently that's too much.
Dude, that TikTok song, dude, it took over. That TikTok song took over.
Sure did.
Just saying.
What else we got?
Friends, Andy. Friends reunion has been delayed until they can do it in front of a live audience.
Good move.
It's a good move?
Good move. I like that move. I really do.
Is it just going to be that bit where they...
Oh, shoot. This is what happens when you don't have when you have ads. You don't pay for YouTube Premium. There you go.
We got a little Liberty Mutual advertisement there, you know?
But yeah, I mean, I waited a long time for this show, for this reunion special.
Uh-huh.
All right? I don't want another Zoomcast reunion.
No, I wouldn't want that either. I think that's been done, and it's been done well. But let's do another bit. We've already done it. Let's do another bit here.
And be honest, if I can be honest, can I be honest?
Sure.
It's kind of a cop-out.
Why you say that?
The Zoom reunion. Like, I really did like the
Parks and Rec one?
Parks and Rec one, but it's kind of a cop-out. Nobody had to do that much other than just be available in front of your Zoom.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then everybody else who worked in the background in production and post-production, they took it from there. And put everything together.
They put it together, man.
But I want to see everyone in the old setting. I want to see Central Perk. I want to see Monica's apartment. I want to see Joey's apartment. Are they still living there?
All of these answers.
Oh, because Monica's, they sold it. They were going to move upstate.
Yeah. All of these questions, they're going to get answered.
I want to see, Emma all grown up.
Yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh. She's like 20 now or 18 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I want to see Monica and Chandler's twins all grown up.
Yep.
You think they're going to bring Cole Sprouse and Dylan Sprouse back?
Yeah, probably.
To play Ben?
Probably.
Why not?
That would be good. That would be good. The only thing that I'm kind of dreading.
Did Paul Rudd and Phoebe have a baby?
Right.
Paul Rudd was a part of that.
He was. And he looks exactly the same.
And he looks exactly the same, just with a more modern haircut.
The only thing I don't want to hear out of the live audience is like when Ross kisses Rachel and they're like, ooh. At what point, like, do you get the producer that's like, all right, somebody just kissed someone. What's your reaction? And then the lady's like, ooh. You're on. You get front and center, baby.
Like it's a casting for the audience?
Yeah, they cast for the audience, exactly. Like they show them a little clip and they're like, react. And the person's like, you go to the back.
I mean, at that point, you want the most exaggerated people,
Absolutely.
Right?
You want the people that are going to hype them up. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of hype, Andy, new Twilight novel, a new stupid Twilight novel will arrive this summer, and it's going to retell the saga, but through Edward's perspective. Why do we need this?
Because, what's her name? Stephanie Myers, I think?
Yeah, Stephanie Myers.
She's bored in the quarantine. That's what it is.
She's just
bored,
dude.
Start writing.
Yeah, she's bored, dude. She's just like, you want to do this whole story again, but through Edward's perspective?
How can I make more money and capitalize on this time that I have available to me right now?
Dude. And people are going to go crazy for it. I know. Because,
absolutely.
I know because I knew someone who was, at the time, this might have been a few years ago. That's my cat.
Oh, you disappeared.
My cat put her head right there. That's really funny. So I knew someone a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, something like that. She was so Twilight crazy. The lady was probably 55 at the time, and she would wear a jacket, Andy, that was like the ones that you get from the mall that are spray painted, like the one with like Thug Tweety, you know, like one of those. She would wear a Twilight one, and it was like a full-blown Twilight with the faces and everything, okay? Everything, all right?
People lost their dang minds.
Dude, they went crazy. Twilight. They went absolutely crazy. And
it's such a terrible story, too.
I don't know. I don't really know the story. I don't
know the story either. I just know. Okay,
so my coworker, the person I'm talking about with the, Thug Twilight jacket, the FUBU Twilight jacket or whatever the heck it was, one time we had downtime at work and she explained to me all of the novels and just my face was glossy-eyed and stuff until I got to one point and I went, what? Wait, what? So at some point in the movie, and I don't know, spoilers, I truly don't know. It could be my memory's failing me and I could be wrong. We're not experts. But at some point, the werewolf guy pees, and I'm putting that in quotes, on the main, what was it, Bella's? Isabella's?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Pees on her daughter, and he's like, now you're my mate for life because I love your mom so much. And when she told me that, I was like, what?
That's problematic.
That's not, that can't be right. She's like, yeah, the werewolf guy loved the vampire lady so much that he said that he was going to love the daughter. And I was like, but the daughter's like a baby. She's going to grow up? And I was like, that don't feel right. So please tell me if I'm wrong, people who are listening and know this information, but that is all I remember. That's the only thing I know about Twilight, and it is the most weird thing about that story.
I mean, whoever's into that sort of thing, hey, it's coming your way.
It's coming your way. Now, New Mutants is also coming our way, Andy. August the 28th.
Pull the curtain back a little bit.
Pull the curtain back.
I put the notes together this time. And if you notice here, on that, I put 5 news.
He totally did. He put. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know what energy Andy wanted me to bring to this note.
Let me flip it on you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the energy I wanted. Hey, New Mutants got a new.
Is that the energy? No, I thought it was like New Mutants gets a new.
That's only 3. I need 5 because it's had 5.
I miscounted the news.
It's got 5. It's had 5 release dates already. This is the 5th one.
Dude, I don't know, man.
We're never going to see this movie. They're going to change it again.
Yeah,
they're going to be like,
it's going to get, put on TBS one night and everybody's going to watch it there. It's going to be
I don't even want to watch it. I never had interest in this movie, but I'm going to watch it now.
Oh no. All right, Andy.
Just because of all the hype behind all these stupid release date changes.
A movie that happened 5 years ago. Oh, good God. All right, Andy, let's move on. Let's watch some of these trailers. Now we're gonna try this because again we're trying to do this. So give me 1 second, Andy.
When I was a child, our country put a man on the moon. We're going back. Shit. How many times do I need to apologize?
The president is creating a new branch in the United States military, Space Force, which Mark will run.
I don't. It has always been my dream to start something from the ground up. But space is hard.
May I suggest that become the new Space Force motto?
How are you handling this?
It's a little chaotic.
And you're not the most flexible person.
Are you running? Keep up. My main concern is our head scientist. This is the moon. Flat, desolate.
The surface is actually a complex topography.
Okay, thank you, Bill, the science guy.
This is Space Force Head Media Manager. We're looking for American heroes. Let me be more clear. We're looking for people who look like heroes. no uggos.
If we don't get this right, it'll be the most cataclysmic failure in the short history of Space Force.
Come on, Dad. You can do it.
Let's get it on!
Imagine colonizing the galaxy. Get off your phones.
You can never know what it's like.
Oh, damn it. It's the Air Force.
Look who it is.
We're going to eat your guts. So the game of mental chess has begun.
It's hungry, hungry hippos at best.
We are training for the worst case scenario.
It's a lot of weight, and it's hot.
Who would like to give me a good reason why we should launch today?
I say launch.
Great, and you are Dr.
Call me Eddie. Ain't a doctor. I go to a bunch of them now.
Okay.
This mission will be our greatest moment. There will be setbacks. But if you fall on your face, you get back up.
Dad, I am so proud of you.
My God, I have you.
We're gonna Apollo 13 the shit out of it.
Space Force spirit.
Let's see what these suits are capable of.
Your heart rate is quite high.
Turn back, Mark.
This is the weirdest day.
That is cute. Mission accomplished.
I like that.
You like that, Andy?
I like that. Yeah. It's the same creators from The Office, right?
Totally the same creators from The Office.
And you bring him back Steve Carell. Yeah, I can get down with that. And you got Lisa Kudrow, you got Ben Schwartz.
Uh-huh.
You got the guy that played Jin Yang
Yeah.
on Silicon Valley, which that guy's hilarious.
He's very funny. I saw some good bits there.
Don't forget about John Malkovich.
Yes, there's a lot of good people in there. John Ralphio's in there.
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah. And just to me, it's like I don't know where. Like I don't want an Office remake. You know, like an Office, but set in space kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people thought that with Parks and Rec.
Yes.
And I guess I can argue with you till my lungs run out of breath that in Parks and Rec and The Office, similar, not the same.
Not the same. No, I'll agree with you. They're not the same. And honestly, it depends on what mood you're in. It really depends on what mood you're in. But, you know, I think they're
good enough writers to be able to keep the streak going and create another good show.
Right. All right, Andy, let's go to Tenet. You want to do that? You want to watch the trailer?
Hey, I ain't going nowhere else.
All right, let's do this. 1 second.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones, too. Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Why don't you bring me in?
You really want to know? He can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa. Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival.
Seems bold.
Bold, I'm fine with. I thought you were going to say nuts.
where our worlds collide.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
What the hell happened here?
Hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. I need Tenet. We need to save them here and now.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened? You want to crash a plane?
But not from the air. That was so dramatic.
Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
All right.
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
Sorry.
Christopher Nolan knows what he's doing.
He does.
He's proved that.
He totally does.
He's proved it with Inception. He's proved it with The Dark Knight. He's proved it with Memento.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing, and this movie has been highly anticipated. Like, people only knew the name of the movie, and they were already freaking out about when it was going to come out and who was going to be in it, and just people were flipping out over just like the word and the design of the title,
just the font. I mean, people were going crazy, dude.
So, I mean, are we going to be able to watch the movies in the theater?
Yes,
that's the thing.
No, so that's kind of the thing that they're really pushing. You saw it said in theaters, right? It doesn't
say in theaters.
It doesn't give a time. It doesn't give any of that information other than that's where they're going to show it.
But the thing is, up until, from what I saw on Twitter, up until like this past week, they had always been aiming for a July 17th release date.
Right.
Like, we're going to show it in theaters July 17th. But if you go to their Twitter page now, it just says coming soon.
Yep.
It no longer has that July 17th release date. So I don't know if they maybe moved it for a later date, maybe in August, maybe for the fall lineup.
I'm at the point where I trust Christopher Nolan quite a bit, and I don't know what's going to be recording when we did this. You know, like, I don't know if it's just because, again, we just did a screen share for the YouTube to watch the trailer, and I don't know if it's going to get my reaction because the whole time I'm confused. Like, the whole time I'm watching that trailer, I'm like, why are those people sleeping? Like why does she say catch the thing? It's not revert. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of questions that I've got. And it's just really good storytelling, because if a film or something gets you engaged in questioning, not necessarily saying, oh, I don't believe this, but questioning why it is that way. You know, people still argue about the ending of Inception, you know, and that movie happened 10 years ago. So I think it's going to be a really, really, really solid movie, Andy.
Yeah. The only thing is, that trailer released yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And they decided to go the Fortnite route.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And do the world premiere of the trailer.
It's true.
Through Fortnite.
Yep.
And I tried to log in to see it because for some reason or another, I don't play Fortnite, but I still have it downloaded on my PS4. So I logged in and I didn't catch it. We only caught the interview that some dude was doing with, what was his name?
I think it was
Denzel's son. I don't know his first name.
Exactly. Denzel's son.
Yeah, with Mr. Denzel's son.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I had to watch the trailer, but it's such an odd move to release that trailer through Fortnite. Like,
this isn't unheard of, because they did it with Star Wars. They did it with a whole bunch of, but that they included into the game. Like, they brought in some characters like that. It made sense. And Nolan is a very serious person And to make this movie and do this thing where, you know, it's like, oh, hey, this does not fit the tone of Fortnite, but let's go ahead and do it. You know, there's going to be this 10-year-old, or I don't know what the demographics are of Fortnite players are, and they're going to go watch this thing and whatever. It's going to be great. I don't know.
Yeah, and like you said, I understand Star Wars. Everyone loves Star Wars. Star Wars is a family type film.
Mm-hmm. Fun for the whole family.
What did they also do it with? They also do it with something else. I feel like
they've done it with
just been Star Wars.
No, they've done other stuff too. They've done other events.
They did a marshmallow concert.
Yeah, that was
fun. You know, his demographics are younger kids, or younger, you know, young adults, teenagers. That made sense.
Yeah, it made sense.
But this movie, I don't think Christopher Nolan had the idea of like, I want all the 10-year-old, 13-year-olds, and 15-year-olds. I need them in the theater to watch this movie. So I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't either. All right, Andy, let's move on though for a bit. Let's go on to Snyder Cut, man. Big news. Give me the big news, man. Give it to me.
You give me the big news. I don't even want to say the big news.
All right, big news.
Is pissing me off.
Snyder Cut is coming. During a watch party, Zack Snyder was doing the Man of Steel, and then all of a sudden he's like, well, guess who's here? And guess who comes out? Henry Cavill. In his
he was there from the get, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. He comes in with his like muscle shirt and stuff, and he's like, hey, here he is. And then during the questions, one of the ladies asks, when are we getting the Snyder Cut? What does he say? It's coming, baby. HBO Max. It's coming next year. And everybody's like, oh my God. It's finally here. Now, did you react that way, Andy?
No, I didn't. I believe I sent you a message which was just an eye roll. Because literally the day before we were talking about how Jason Momoa was still campaigning for it.
He totally was. And he was so vocal about it too. How awesome it was going to be.
Because he claimed that he went to Snyder's house and he saw it and he said that it was amazing. Which, by the way, how did he see it if it's not finished?
Well, like, I think I read up on that. Essentially what he said was that there's a cut, but none of the graphics are like the high resolution computer animated graphics are in it. So they have the acting, the you know, it's kind of edited in a place to where you get the idea behind the storyline, and then they just need to go in there and put the finishing touches on it.
Well, I mean, I don't think.
But think about
director. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, think about those finishing touches though. 20 to 30 million to finish it off. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And also, they're saying that it's going to be a 4-hour either film or it's going to be cut up into chapters and done like a series.
So do
through
you
HBO Max?
Do you know the storyline past like what it's actually supposed to be?
Not really. Not really. Like honestly, from what I saw in the movie, that seemed like what they were going for. Like how much different?
Apparently,
can it be?
it's super different.
I don't know.
So
he hasn't even seen the movie himself.
So one of the things that I had read up on in talks for this was the idea that Darkseid, which was technically the bad guy, it wasn't Steppenwolf or whatever it was, but it wasn't. It was kind of like think of Darkseid as the Thanos. He was the bad guy behind the scenes, but in this one, apparently, Darkseid is the one to revive Superman first, and apparently the whole first scenes of the movie are the Justice League teaming up to try to tackle the feat of bad Clark. And he's revived by the mother boxes. And essentially what it is that Steppenwolf is trying to use the mother boxes to defeat Darkseid. So there's like this weird thing. And it's more, there's a lot more detail apparently on, there's a lot more detail on the Flash, Cyborg. Like, it's really heavy on those Justice League members as well as Batman. And they talked about the differences on what was added. And one of the differences was, like, where did Joss Whedon come in? So yes, the movie is cut up completely different. Some of the dialogue doesn't make any sense because it had to deal with the storyline beforehand. And like, they were like, visually, what was different was the family, the Russian family thing.
Okay.
That was all Whedon. They were like, that was not ever included in the fights. Like, none of that whole sequence where they're trying to save that family and all of that stuff, that was not a part of the original film. So a lot of the fighting, all of that had happened within that scene was the stuff that they reshot. So, and then they omitted a lot of things.
And how much of it, whenever people do finally see it, how much of it are people going to be, or how honest do you think people are going to be?
I think it's going to fail.
Honest? I think so as well. I mean, whenever they released, I saw this on Twitter today from this site that I follow called New Rockstars on YouTube, and one of the guys said, Eric Voss, who was like, the director's cut for Batman versus Superman, all it did was just add more stuff.
Yes, and that's actually the example I was going to give you.
I don't know. I mean, like you said, apparently Joss Whedon came in and he changed things from here and there and messed with the story, did things to the story. And from what I've heard, this is a different story from what Zack Snyder wanted to do. And there's a lot of extra scenes. But how much is it just going to be extra to what we've already seen, or is it going to be a new story?
No, they say this is going to be a new story. Now, my concern is what you just talked about. I saw the 3-hour-long Batman versus Superman. And guess what? It was 3 hours long. And it did not, I mean, it made that movie a fraction of a hair better. It made it like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Like, all of that makes a lot of sense. Okay, they cut it out. I understand why they cut it out, but, you know, it does lead to story, and it does, you understand why it's supposed to be in there. But with this, I hope it's different. I hope it's like, oh, those are just extra, like, cut scenes. But I hope that if this is truly what they're saying, that this is a completely different story where Darkseid apparently is the villain. It's not Steppenwolf. And if that is the case, then that story is completely different because the main villain is Steppenwolf. And if you're telling me that the last 15 minutes was the Steppenwolf fight, wow, that's a hard thing to say, Steppenwolf fight, and maybe there's a Darkseid fight or something else, you know, like a bigger climax, that would be different. But I still think it's going to fail.
And if it does succeed and is better than what was originally released, I mean, who knows? This could be a stepping stone into revamping the whole DCEU thing, because for all we know, it's kind of dead in the water right now.
Very much so.
The movie flopped so much and so poorly. It did so poorly. It's just that Warner Brothers was like, you know what, we're just going to focus on these solo movies instead, which is a shame, because if you get somebody who has a vision and can make sure that everybody else who follows in what he wants to do, like ultimately, then you can have a great story that involves 60 characters like Marvel did.
Yeah,
it's been proven to, like, you can do it. It is possible.
So a couple of things that give me, like, maybe this could be good is the vocalness of the actors.
Yeah.
You know, so there's two competing theories here, and not theories, but there's two competing things here. One, it's the suits. The people who are behind the money, who saw what Batman versus Superman did, and it failed, and that was all Zack Snyder. You can't say that wasn't his story, right?
Yeah, they intentionally brought in Joss Whedon to make it lighter, to make it funner.
Correct.
Because what Zack Snyder was planning on doing was apparently supposed to be dark.
Yes, this is supposed to be very, very dark. And then you've got reactions like what you put in the notes, Andy. You got Jason Momoa saying release it, and then saying, "Holy crap, it came true." Cyborg saying, "For those of you that fought and for those of you that believed thank you. Then Deathstroke, John Magniano or whatever his name is, saying that there's possibly an other credit scene, including, Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman. And if you have this positivity coming from your actors, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean that this story is actually good?
Suits never come in to make things better. They never come in because they want to see something be better for the fans. No, they want to
make money.
Come in so they can make sure that they get their money.
Yeah.
They don't ever have the fans in interests at heart whenever they're coming in to make changes. No, what's going to make us make the most money? That's what they're most concerned with. So, I mean, yeah, I hope for the fans' sake that this is better. But if it isn't, I'm going to be right there to rub it in everybody's faces. Like, haha, this movie still sucks. You're still stupid. And Batfleck is terrible.
Oh, man, that's where I disagree with you. What if he comes in and all the extra scenes are awesome with Batman? And then you can well, what about this awesome Batman that we didn't get?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I think we had an actor who was in over his head, realized it halfway through, and was like, I'm kind of done with this.
Didn't want to write it.
Give my best effort.
No, I think the Suits had something to do with that, like what you're talking about. He wanted to write a story that they didn't want to do it, and he was like, oh, man, fine. Let me see if somebody else can do it, and they didn't make a good enough story. All right, I'm out. This isn't good. Because the other ones weren't good. Could have been good, and they weren't.
Could have been.
So what other successful campaigns, man? You think this is going to be like a trend that we're just going to complain, and then all of a sudden we're going to get like...
Well, so far, what campaigns have worked? They've had this one.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a long time. They were able to change the design of Sonic.
Yes. Oh, that was my favorite one because that one was like... That one was necessary.
That one was very necessary. He looked terrible.
He was terrible.
The
Sonic
redesign was fantastic.
Terrible. Oh my God.
And we went to go watch that movie. It was more of a kids movie.
It was totally a kids movie, but it was good. It was definitely good. You're gonna get the butthole version of Cats.
If I don't get my movie with was it Dame Judi Dench in a cat suit with a butthole in it, I'm never watching that movie then.
Never, ever gonna watch that movie. And for those of you that don't know...
Give me the butthole cut.
Of Cats. Give me the butthole cut of Cats.
Well, we're talking about Cats. Of course I'm talking about Cats. You think I'm just going to a tailor? Give me the butthole cut. Asking him to put like a hole in my pants.
He's doing the Joey special, and you're like, hey, that's not the way the tailors do it. No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
how they do pants.
That's just how they do pants, man.
They've also the director for Ghostbusters tweeted out saying, hey, I've got a director's cut for Ghostbusters Answer the Call. If anybody wants to see that, I'd be happy to share it.
Yeah, and then Meryl Streep was in the back going, no.
And I saw somebody else. Oh, the director for Fantastic Four came out and said, trust me, you don't want to see a director's cut. There's nothing to see.
There's nothing here. No, there's definitely nothing here. Nothing here at all. I don't know if the fans are negging directors to release different things.
We're getting too much control.
Too much control.
We have too much control.
We don't know how to wield this power.
I don't know where I heard this from, but I remember hearing recently somebody say, network executives, they listen to people's complaints on Twitter.
Absolutely.
They hear you and they're listening and they know what's being said about
Well, because again,
about the projects.
It's a difficult balance. If you can do it just right, you can make a ton of money, provide a good story, and everybody will like it. But if you provide something that they don't like, then nobody's gonna spend money on it.
Yeah,
it's lose.
The thing is that if you're giving in to fans, what kind of fans are you giving into? Are you giving in to fans who are just raging out because it's Twitter? Or are you giving in to fans who are very passionate because of it? So I mean,
Twitter is a place where I just find that people are just raging all the time. So let's just have fun,
bro.
Let's just
and
have fun.
Raging.
No, they're not. No, they're just
not the raging I do in my room with my colored light bulb. I'll put that in a strobe mode.
Not with
I'll put some Daft Punk on. I'll get dressed up in like one of those Fortnite bear suits. I'll start doing the Fortnite dances in there. That's not the kind of raging they're doing on Twitter.
Your brother's was by the light switch, like flipping the switch on and off.
Come on, man. Come on. You don't think I have an automated light that switches on and off on its own?
What are we? What am I poor? What am I poor? Jeez.
All right.
This is I like the visual of Andy. What was that Bob's Burgers kid? You know what I'm talking about?
No. I think I've seen one episode of Bob's Burgers, and it was because
his name is like Johnny Spaghetti or something.
I was more picturing myself like a fat version of Terry Crews in White Chicks.
Okay.
Whenever he's on the ecstasy and he's dancing in the club with his shirt off, and he's dancing back and forth with the whistles and the lights. That's me in my room.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
just sweating away in the night.
Sometimes, Andy, you have to screen share, and this right here, my guy, is what I was envisioning. Right here, just you in the corners of your room, just. Oh my gosh!
You're not far off.
Just not far off, man. What's that kid's name?
Tony Montana. No?
No. It's literally something really Italian. It's like the most ridiculously Italian name. It's Jimmy Pesto. His name is Jimmy Pesto.
Jimmy Pesto. That's what I was gonna say, actually.
Jimmy Pesto, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for some of these things. I'm not excited so much. I think that's gonna fail, Andy, but I think it's gonna be good.
For all the people that fast forwarded to the end, that's our recap.
That's the recap.
We want to see some things. We don't want to see other things. That's the news.
That's it. And then we did it. We did it.
All right.
That's it. What else we got?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm going to finish up with another prayer here. No? No, not a prayer.
We're going to do a closing prayer,
Anyways, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you to those who've stuck around with our poor schedule here. I thought that we would be back on a weekly thing here, but I guess not. I guess not. We could.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
This is just I'd like to have these conversations we would have anyway.
We have them anyway. We have them anyway. We just don't record them.
And get these on a podcast and in Zoomcast form.
Yeah.
All right.
Zoom that
straight
bad
for
boy.
you. And hey, if you like them, give us your feedback.
Just do it. Just feedback that sucker.
Tell us what you like and tell us what you
don't like.
Do you like my mustache?
Do you
it's not
love the mustache?
Do you love the mustache? How do you like my curls? How do you like
curls for the girls?
Homeboy's new look over here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna shave it though, like for realsies again. Like it's coming.
Go for it. I like it personally. Like I've gotten used to it already.
You got used to it already?
Yeah. It's looking good.
It's all right. I think I'm gonna shave it again. I think it's coming. I think it's gonna be a 0 all the way around. It's coming.
And for all these updates on how my mustache and how his hair's doing, you can follow us on CWHA _ podcast on Instagram and on Twitter and on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, we got a YouTube channel. What you're hearing, if you're listening to this in a podcast form, we got visuals for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch the trailers with us.
You want to see what Isaac just showed me with Johnny Spaghetti? Go to YouTube and look at it with your eyes.
Yeah, with your eyes.
But, until next time, that's it. My name's Andy.
I'm Chuck.
Later.
Peace.